To a good horse.
Join us at Turf Paradise on Sunday, February 24th. Or watch us live on ESPN's Budweiser's Racing Across America for the 36th running of the $100,000 Phoenix Gold Cup. This Grade 3 event will attract the best sprinters in the nation to showcase their speed at 6 furlongs. So join us at Turf Paradise for the Phoenix Gold Cup on Sunday, February 24th. Come play in paradise.
New England College football. Today's game featuring the Eagles of Boston College as they play host to the Crusaders of Holy Cross. Portions of this intercollegiate football game will be brought to you by your New England Ford dealers, who invite you to test drive a 1979 Ford LTD, the new American sports car. By Budweiser, the king of beers. When you say Budweiser, you've said it all. By Commonwealth Gas. Gas makes a better deal. By Guarantee Bank and Trust, with 26 offices throughout Worcester County. Talk to us for all your banking needs. By STP, for your engine, for your oil, and for your car. Do what millions do. Pick up the fine products from STP, available at Spags, where you get spectacular values. By Sunbeam Bread. A sandwich is better than a sandwich because it's made with Sunbeam bread. And by Patrick Motors, with 2 convenient locations on the corner of Temple and Harding Streets in Worcester and on Route 169 in Southbridge. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Foraker, and I'll be working with Gino Capoletti on this telecast, showcasing the Eagles of Boston College as they meet the Crusaders of Holy Cross. This, the 74th edition for these 2 schools. Looking at the ball club so far this season as they come into the game, Holy Cross comes in with a record of 6 victories along with 4 defeats. And for Boston College, they have played 9 games so far, and they've yet to win. But Gino Capoletti, in a rivalry like this, a series that goes way back to 1896, I think we can forget about the records.
Oh, mistaking that, Bob. Throw that 0-9 record right out in a game like this. Boston College, having a dismal season, as everyone knows, can certainly salvage a great deal with this game today and with the victory. So this is what it's all about, and that's why it's nice to have a rivalry like this cap off a season for the 2 Jesuit schools, because regardless of what the record is, a victory in a game like this can certainly make their season. Boston College, from the times I have seen them, have defensed the option play quite well, Bob, and I think that this has been one of the strengths of the Holy Cross offense. So we could have a very tough stalemate in that department. I think that turnovers is going to play a key, as it does in just about every game, and it certainly has been a big part of Holy Cross's season. They have 17 interceptions, and then again they have made 17 interceptions. They've recovered 18 fumbles, and they've lost 20 fumbles. So turnovers has been a big part of their season, and I have to look forward to it. Just a good physical game. And Holy Cross, against the physical teams that they played this year, UMass and Rutgers, have noticed that muscle has been tough for them to overcome. So if Boston College can get that muscle that they have with this team, and one player I want to point out is Steve Lively, the freshman for Boston College, going to be playing both ways. One of the unique things that we'll see in collegiate football this year.
Well, Gino, it should be a very interesting game. This, the 74th meeting between Boston College and Holy Cross. We'll be back with a kickoff, but before we do, let's break for these messages. Once again, this is Bob Foraker along with Gino Capoletti here from Alumni Stadium on the campus of Boston College. Holy Cross has won the toss, and they have elected to receive to start up this, the 74th meeting between Holy Cross and Boston College. And Gino Capoletti, we're ready for a good one here on New England College football, the final game of the 1978 season.
Well, excitement prevails right here at Chestnut Hill, home of the Boston College Eagles, and at this point they have captured the show because of their fans and their home grounds that they're going to be playing this ball game on. But that'll change momentarily. Holy Cross has won the toss, elected to receive, as you pointed out, they'll be going against a pretty brisk wind in today's ball game. So Boston College will start the game kicking off with the wind at their back, and you have to believe that it will play some factor in today's ball game, Bob.
Boston College will be kicking off, as we pointed out a couple of times. The officials for this ball game, the referee is Al Distatello. The umpire is Mike Olinsky. The linesman is Richard Nixon. The line judge is Larry Drew. The field judge is Jerry Cody. The back judge is Art Bale. And the clock operator is George Pappas. The deep men for Holy Cross, we see John Ahern and Bob Ireland. Ireland number 33, Ahern number 30. And kicking off for Boston College, we look for number 10, and that is John Cooper. Cooper, a freshman from Concord, Mass. Boston College with an 0-9 record. Holy Cross 6-4, but we can forget the records right now. The 74th meeting underway. It comes to the up man, a fumble, and falling on it is Holy Cross. They'll take it on their 25-yard line.
Well, Crocky Nangle made the big recovery. A short kickoff with the wind, and would have given Holy Cross good field position, but they fumbled the kickoff, and Crocky Nangle there to recover. Not bad, though, Bob, starting at the 25.
First down for Holy Cross. The ball on their 25-yard line. Peter Colombo at quarterback. Straight ahead it goes to Nangle, and Nangle goes over the 30, up close to the 31-yard line. Crocky Nangle, a guy who has picked up 364 yards coming into this ball game, was tackled by Junior Hogan, number 58. So it's going to be second down and 5 to go. A pickup of 5 by Crocky Nangle. Saratani is split way out to the left. To the right is Chuck Mullen. Doherty is flanked to the left. Ewald straight ahead picks up a couple. Larry Ewald, a junior from Peru, New York, number 32 on the carry. And Mike Siegel, number 85 on the tackle. Here's the defense for Boston College. Up front, Kent, Lively, Siegel, Smirlis, and Storr. The linebackers and the deep guys, Walton, Budness, Mayock, Alston, Stabile, and Johnson. However, Budness is not in there. Junior Hogan is replacing him. It is third down and 3. Colombo pitching. Ewald trying to turn the corner. No, he won't get the first down. It's going to go to about the 34-yard line of Holy Cross, and the Holy Cross punting team will come in.
Now there's the option going to the outside that I referred to at the top of the broadcast, Bob. Boston College has always defensed that option pitch very well. They've been extremely good against that particular type play, and that, of course, comes off the wishbone that Holy Cross relies on so much.
Perry is going to punt. Cyril Kennery is back deep. It comes to the up man. And on the return was Mike Mayock. Mayock, the up man, bringing it to about the 45-yard line. A punt of 26 yards, a return of 4. The ball on the 46-yard line of Boston College. They have it in good field position. The Eagles of Boston College looking for their first win. This series dating back to 1896. The handoff. Brown. Anthony Brown taking the ball and bringing it up to the midfield stripe. Anthony, the leading rusher for Boston College this season. Mark Bates and Chris Duggan in on the stop for Holy Cross. The ball on the Eagles' side of the 50-yard line. The Eagles under their first-year head coach, Ed Klubbeck. They've had their problems here in 1978. Here's the pitch to Brown, and Brown is going to be smothered right at the 50-yard line. Jay Howlett, one of the guys in on the top of the pile, making the stop along with Jim Cobb and Chris Duggan. So it's going to be third down coming up. Third and about 5.5 for the Eagles.
All right, good defense by Holy Cross on that play. As you pointed out, Anthony Brown, the leading rusher for Boston College this year, has 110 carries, picked up 486 yards. It's a 4.4 average and has scored 4 TDs, so they went to their leading ground gainer right away.
Jay Palazzolo rolling, passing, and it is incomplete. Incomplete, intended for Tim Sherwin, and defending on the play was Glenn Verrett.
Tim Sherwin found the seam was open, and Palazzolo just threw behind him a little bit. Probably should have made the grab, but Glenn Verrett right there to knock him down.
John Cooper will punt it away. He's averaging 37 yards a punt. Glenn Verrett is the deep guy for Holy Cross. We're in the first quarter, 3 minutes into the period, no score. John Cooper hits it, taking a good bounce. Oh my, what a bounce. And it's going to be downed on about the 1-yard line. Downed on about the 1-yard line by Boston College. A punt of 48 yards. Cyril Kennery, I believe, was the guy downing the football. So Holy Cross takes over, first down on their 1.5-yard line, Gino Caponetti.
This could be a big series in this ball game. Holy Cross forced to go against a stiff wind as well. The ball being downed at approximately the 2-yard line, right in between the 1 and the 2, really has Holy Cross in a hole here.
Peter Colombo at quarterback, the senior from Brockton, Mass. What a season he's had. The wishbone. The second man getting it, Doherty in trouble, and he gets over the line of scrimmage, or the goal line, excuse me, very close to a safety. Oh my.
Wow, they gave it to him right over the goal line. A very tough play.
Stabile and Johnson in on the tackle. Brian Doherty on the carry.
Doherty was supposed to hit that off a right tackle, had no room, and bolted to the outside, made that dip, but that's really not the place to do it, Bob. You got to just take what you can get and make sure that the drive and the run just goes upstream. You can't go laterally back there.
Second down and 11. Here is Nangle straight ahead. Once again, the offensive line for Holy Cross. Jack McGovern at center. Joe DeSisto at right guard. Bob Hurley at left guard. At left tackle is Hank Vogel. At right tackle is Jeff Smith. And by the way, Bob Hurley this past week was named All-ECAC in Division 1A. He's starting his 34th straight game at left guard for the Crusaders. Third down and 10. Here's a quick kick. Ewald kicking it. Good kick. Taking a Holy Cross bounce, coming up to the 39 and out of bounds. So the Eagles of Boston College will take over in good field position after the quick punt by Ewald that traveled 38 yards. The Eagles will have it on the 39-yard line of Holy Cross.
Oh, I like that play, Bob. I thought it was well executed. A quick kick on third down. They caught Boston College napping on it, and it worked in their favor because the ball did hit the ground, did get a bounce. Had they lined up in a regular punt formation, they may not have given themselves this much room. Boston College, on the other hand, still has good field position.
Palazzolo at quarterback. Handing off. Conway, good running. Down to the 25, down to the 24. Dan Conway, a senior, or correction, a junior from Haverhill, going 15 yards and the first down. Jim Cobb making the tackle for Holy Cross.
All right, quick hitter. The Boston College line just fired out that time, getting off on the count. Caught Holy Cross just on their heels a little bit, powered their way downfield. Good line blocking and good running.
First down from the 24. The pitch, Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown hit about at the 23-yard line. Chris Duggan, the first one to meet him, and also Jeff Fisher in on the tackle.
Okay, Boston College now in those two runs went on the quick count, so they're hoping to just catch Holy Cross off balance a little bit and try to hit him quick. Let's see if they go on the quick count again. As soon as the quarterback gets over the center, he's been getting the snap.
9 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the first. No score in the ball game. Palazzolo to the second man, Brown. No, sir. He's going to be smothered. He gets to the line of scrimmage. Jay Howlett making the stop. Also Cobb in there on the tackle. Let's check the offense for Boston College. Here's the offensive line. Lively, Rourke, Swanky, right on down the line, Raymond, Cantoni, Sherwin, Rickard, and in the backfield, Brown, Palazzolo, Conway, and McCarty. It is going to be third down coming up, 3rd and 8. Palazzolo wanting to pass, in trouble, throwing, and it is batted around, incomplete. Broken up by Holy Cross. Breaking it up was Bob Ireland. Also back there defending was Jim Cobb. So now it's going to be 4th down. Gino will look for the field goal kicker to come out.
Good pressure applied by Mark Bates that time. Forced Palazzolo to bolt to the outside, but just not a well-run pattern by the receivers. Good defense by Holy Cross in this very ticklish situation for them.
We have Tim Mormon, number 1, out there. He will try a field goal. He's hit on 3 of 5 so far this season. Mormon, 5'9", 155 pounds, a senior from Cincinnati. It will be a 39-yard field goal by Tim Mormon. Slight angle to the left. No score in the ball game. Mayock will spot it. The kick is up. And the kick is good. Tim Mormon hitting a 39-yard field goal here in the first quarter, and Boston College has taken a 3-0 lead. So the timeout down on the field. Let's take a time in for these words. Bob Foraker with Gino Cappelletti. We have 9 minutes straight up remaining in the first quarter. Boston College on top over Holy Cross, 3-0 on a 39-yard field goal by Tim Mormon. The Eagles of Boston College leading. John Cooper will kick off. Cooper hits it. It's going down to Ahern. He takes it on the 8. John Ahern over the 20 and up to the 24-yard line. Ahern on the return. Dave Courier on the tackle. A return of 16 yards by Ahern.
Well, you got to feel like Holy Cross is kind of happy to get out of that with only 3 points. They gave up the ball in good field position for the Boston College offense. One big play on first down, then they shut the door on them and just forced them into a 39-yard field goal attempt, which they were successful with.
Here's Colombo. He's going to run out of it. He wanted to pass. Colombo going up to the 35-yard line.
A good bit of quarterbacking by Peter Colombo under a lot of pressure, and that size of the defensive front of Boston College really impairing his vision downfield. Ducked underneath and did some nice twisting to get upfield and get the first down. Good quarterbacking, good run, Peter Colombo.
First down for Holy Cross on their 35-yard line. They trail by a count of 3-0 here in the first quarter. Colombo, he will fumble. Boston College. The Eagles of Boston College coming up with it. And coming up with it is Mike Siegel, number 85. Mike Siegel coming up with a recovery.
Well, the thing that has hampered this Holy Cross team, especially as of late, have been the fumbles and the turnovers. And these are the kind that are costly, Bob, back in your own territory. A good first down run by Peter Colombo for a first down seemed to get them going, and then a missed handoff, a loose ball, Boston College recovery, and now they start their next drive at the 34.
And here is Conway, Dan Conway, finding hardly no running room whatsoever. Getting back to that last scoring drive for Boston College, it took them 5 plays to go 39 yards. They used a minute 35 on the clock. Actually, the score came on a 39-yard field goal by Tim Mormon. It's second down coming up for the Eagles. They have it in good field position down in the 31 of Holy Cross. Palazzolo pitching. Anthony Brown trying to turn it, hit and drop. Anthony Brown bringing it down inside the 30. Barrett had the first shot at him.
Good defense by Glenn Barrett, Bob. He came up hard once the pitch was made, forced Brown to turn inside, and then got a piece of the tackle as well when he got support to the inside. But outstanding defensive play by Glenn Barrett.
It is going to be third down and 4. The ball now down on the 27-yard line. of Holy Cross. Boston College with it. Boston College in the I formation. The up man, Conway. Here's Palazzolo on third down. Being smothered, being sacked, loose ball. Holy Cross comes up with it, but I believe the whistle had already sounded. So it will be Boston College's ball back on the 43-yard line. A loss of 16. Mark Bates and Kurt Letzer in on the sack for the Crusaders of Holy Cross.
Okay, Boston College trying to pull off a screen on that play. Your linemen got to check that defensive line, then let them in. They just let them in right away. They were right on top of Palazzolo. Did not get any piece of anybody, so that just stopped that particular attempt for a screen.
4th and 19. John Cooper back to punt. He's on his own 42. Beretta's deep. He got it away, sailing down and going back into the end zone for the touchback. So with 6:20 remaining in the first quarter, Boston College is on top over Holy Cross by a count of 3-0. Holy Cross taking it on their 20 after that 43-yard punt by John Cooper.
Well, here's a case now, Bob, of the Holy Cross defense possibly igniting this Holy Cross team, because they were in tough field position on the last two series, and just great defensive plays stopped Boston College on both of them, giving up only 3 points.
Boston College came into this ball game a 5-point favorite. And there is the handoff to Brian Doherty, and man, is he met by all ECAC's Fred Smerlis. Smerlis at 6'3", 268 pounds. And if ever there was a pro prospect, you have to say Fred Smerlis is.
I know he's being eyed quite a bit by the pros, and has been playing some outstanding football for the Eagles, even beside their record, but a strong defensive play there. He goes to the strong side, and watch him, 71.
Second and a dozen. Colombo throwing. Oh, what a catch by Mullen. Mullen on a circus catch. Brought it in on the 35, then goes all the way up to the 45-yard line, maybe the 46. Chuck Mullen with his 37th catch of the season, and that was a dandy. A pickup of 27 yards and a first down. Junior Horgan making the tackle.
Bob, I've seen a lot of great catches in my days, but I can't recall seeing one that exceeds that one right there. Chuck Mullen on a slant pattern, a tough throw by Peter Colombo, just went back with it, one-handed it under a lot of pressure from the secondary.
5.5 minutes left in the first. Here is Larry Ewald. He hits the stone wall. Larry Ewald at 6 foot, 195 pounds, the leading rusher for the Crusaders this season with 371 yards. However, the Crusaders have good balance in their rushing department. Larry Ewald, Crocky Nangle, Brian Doherty, and Elmars Rex, all with over 300 yards apiece. Junior Horgan and Mike Siegel and Bob Walton in on that last tackle. It is 2nd and 9. The ball on the 46 of Holy Cross. Colombo pitching. Here's Doherty. Doherty trying to get the block over the 50 and getting into Boston College territory down to about the 49-yard line. Dave Johnson and Cyril Kennery in on the stop for the Eagles.
All right, Holy Cross trying to get to the outside with the option pitch. As we pointed out, this is one of the favorite defensive ploys by Boston College. They play it well. That time a good block by Larry Ewald got him to the outside, and they picked up 5 or 6.
It is 3rd down and 4. The ball in the 49 of Boston College. Colombo pitching. Ewald turning it up. And he is going to be shy of the first down. Ewald is going to make it to about the 47-yard line of Boston College. Dave Johnson and Junior Hogan in on the stop. It is a 4th down and 2. The clock is on the move. 3:45 left in the first. Boston College up 3-0. Tim Berry back to punt on the 4th and 2. On the long count, Cyril Kennery, the deep man.
What happened?
They're going to let the clock run, delay a game. They were hoping to pull Boston College offside, Gino, hoping that someone would get anxious. They purposely used up the 25 seconds.
Well, he was definitely not going to snap that ball, as we have just seen. He was waiting for somebody to jump across, and then he was going to snap the ball, which was a good bit of strategy, but Boston College didn't bite on it.
They laid back and didn't make a move. So now it's going to be 4th down coming up. 4th down and 7. Berry gets the snap from center, gets off a good punt. Kennery calling for the fair catch. He'll haul it in on his 15. So Boston College will take over after a punt of 37 yards by the freshman Tim Berry. This the 74th meeting between Boston College and Holy Cross, and we'll be back with more right after we take a timeout. Bob Foraker with Gino Capoletti. 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Boston College on top, 3-0. They have the football. Anthony Brown trying to cut to the outside. Good running by Anthony over the 20 and up to the 22-yard line. And then he is hit by Cobb and goes over the fence into the snowbank.
Yeah, they figure they want to cool him off a little bit. He's been doing some good running, but he managed to get to the outside. The support from the Holy Cross defense wasn't as good as we've seen it. And also in the early stages of this game, he did manage to get to the outside, picked up 7 yards. So Boston College now faced with running out of their own territory. They've had great field position. This is the first time they have to start with not good position.
Bob Ireland was also in on that last tackle. Here's Anthony Brown. Good piece of running over the 30. Picks up the first down and brings it up to the 33-yard line. Anthony Brown, the leading rusher for the Eagles this season with over 500 yards, picking up 10 on that last carry. It was Glenn Verrett and Mark Bates bringing him down.
Now the Holy Cross defense may have relaxed a little bit, having Boston College back at their own 20 to start this series. They're going to have to tighten up again, as they did when they were in their own field.
Flag down, Palazzolo throwing it, and it is almost intercepted by Chuck Horahan, number 22, but a flag was thrown on the play. We have an official's timeout. At this time, we'd like to remind you that both Boston College and Holy Cross are proud members of the Eastern College Athletic Conference, the nation's largest conference. And we'd like to remind you, sport fans, that tomorrow at 2 o'clock from the Hart Center, we'll be bringing you New England College basketball. The opening game of the 1978-79 season. Bob Cousy and yours truly will be at courtside from the Hart Center to bring you the game featuring Holy Cross and Florida Southern. A legal procedure on Boston College declined by Holy Cross. It's 2nd and 10. The ball in the 32 of Boston College. Palazzolo pitching to Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown cutting back, going over the 35 and going up close to the 40-yard line. I believe they'll say his knee touched on the 39. Jeff Fisher bringing down Anthony Brown. Fisher, a sophomore from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, at 6'3", 200 pounds. 3rd down and a couple for the Eagles.
All right, Ricard comes in to flank wide at the bottom of your screen.
The handoff to Conway. Wow, he
Good
ran into some of the purple gang that time.
Good
Headed
defense.
up by Bob Roncarati, number 61 from Plymouth, Mass. He made the initial hit. It's going to be 4th down. A loss on the play. 4th down and 4. We'll look for John Cooper to come in and punt again. For Holy Cross, Glenn Verrett and Bob Ireland, the 2 deep. Ireland on the near side, Verrett on the far. Cooper averaging 37 yards a kick this season. The freshman from Concord, Mass. Oh, nice one. Verrett got it on the 20, in trouble. And he's going to be dropped right at the 20-yard line. Glenn Verrett, a flag goes down.
I think we'll get a clip against Holy Cross.
A punt of 42 yards. Jerry Stabile in on the tackle. We saw Dan Conway, one of the guys that was near the flag. The flag was tossed on the 32-yard line. We have 1:20 remaining in the first quarter. Boston College on top by a count of 3-0. Boston College scoring on a 39-yard field goal by Tim Moorman. A clip on Holy Cross. Conway was the guy who was clipped. I don't know who executed the clip. However, it will be Holy Cross's football. Holy Cross will start up their offense on their 10-yard line. Holy Cross so far this season averaging 22 points a ball game. Peter Colombo reading the defense. Handing off to Nangle. Nangle goes the right side, picks up about 3 yards. Joe DeSisto, Jack McGovern, and Jeff Smith leading the blocking for Nangle that time. Nangle from Auburn, New York, a junior at 5'9", 195 pounds. Coming into this game, he has picked up 364 yards, an average of 4.5 per carry. It is going to be 2nd down and 7, a pickup of 3. Peter Colombo looking, throwing. The pressure was applied that time. Jim Sheridan in on the play, putting the pressure on Colombo. Colombo coming up with the pass. Sheridan really making contact.
That was a strong defensive play by the defensive end, Jim Sheridan. Boston College defense has been decimated by injuries this year, Bob. I'll get into that after this play.
It is going to be 3rd down and still 7. Colombo back to pass. Colombo throwing, and it is incomplete, intended for Chuck Mullen. And a flag was dropped on the play. A flag on the play.
Behind the line of scrimmage, usually indicating holding, and that's exactly what it is, holding.
Yes, sir, holding on Holy Cross.
And I'm sure it'll be refused, forcing Holy Cross to punt once again in a tough position, as they have been with their offense, starting with poor field position. But getting back to Boston College defensively, their defensive back Jeff Ryan broke an ankle last week and is out for the season. Middle guard Bill Orenberger is out for the season. Defensive tackle Bill Stefanos is out for the season. And that takes care of the defense. They have some offensive men out as well, so they've been hurt by injuries this year.
It's been a long season so far for Boston College. Here's Tim Berry punting. Kennery takes it on the 45, comes to the 40, and oh my, he's met, and he doesn't budge after that. He does not budge after that, believe me. Peter George, number 21, doing the bulk of the tackling. A return of 7 yards by Kennery, a punt of 34 by Tim Berry. So once again, Gino Capoletti, for the 3rd time in the ball game, the Eagles have it in super field position. They got the ball on Holy Cross's 40. They lead it 3-0.
You're so right. The defense of Holy Cross has been keeping them in the ball game, but they can only do it for so long.
A whistle. And it's going to be a legal procedure called on Jerry Raymond, the right guard. The offensive line once again for Boston College at center is Carl Swanky, number 64. Jerry Raymond at right guard. Jim Rourke at left guard. Steve Lively at left tackle. And Greg Cantoni at the right tackle. Tim Sherwin and Robert Ricard, the 2 ends. It's going to be 1st and 15. Here's Anthony Brown sailing behind some good blocking and going down to the 37-yard line of Holy Cross. Making the stop, Jeff Fisher, number 31. This, as we pointed out a couple of times, the 74th meeting between these two teams. Last year at Fitton Field, Holy Cross sprung a big upset over the Eagles, beating Boston College 35-20. Prior to that, the Eagles had won 9 in a row. There's the whistle, and that is the end of the first quarter here from Alumni Stadium on the campus of Boston College. The score after 1 period of play in the 74th meeting, the Eagles 3, the Crusaders nothing. Gino Capoletti, in the first quarter, the Boston College Eagles had the best field position of the two ball clubs, and they cashed in when they produced a field goal off the toe of Tim Moorman, and they have the lead as we are about set to lift off the second quarter over Holy Cross 3-0.
There's no mistake in that. They were given good field position on 3 series and came up with only 3 points, so a lot of credit has to go to the Holy Cross defense, who's keeping their team in the ball game at this point.
It is going to be second down for Boston College. They have the ball on the 37-yard line of Holy Cross. Fumble, Palazzola. Does he get it? I believe he recovered his own fumble. Jay Palazzola, the junior quarterback from Gloucester, Mass. It was Bob Roncarati putting the pressure on. Palazzola at 6'1", 175 pounds. Coming into this ball game, he has passed for 707